Hello, everyone. Happy to be here. Happy to have another week of the Vessels in Between. If you don't know, my name's Destiny. I'm a lesbian, witchy tarot reading medium.
And I'm Heidi, a bilingual psychic medium.
And today we are talking about cemeteries, our favorite place.
Yeah, really.
Oh my God, I wish I was at a cemetery right now. The other day at work, we had an icebreaker at
Mhm.
our meeting that was, would you rather spend the night at a cemetery or would you rather spend the night in a haunted house? Like not like haunted house in a traditional sense, like where it's like actually haunted with spirit, but like a
Okay.
scare house. Um,
Oh,
like where like scare actors are coming to get you and whatever. And I was like,
yeah.
100% the cemetery.
Yeah, no thank you to
Stick me
the
with the dead people. They're
Mm.
way less scary than alive people.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot more sleep at the cemetery
Hmm.
than at a haunted house where they're trying to scare you all the time,
Yeah.
intentionally scare you.
No freaking thanks. I won't even go into a haunted house like where I'm not spending the night. I'm just not a haunted house girl. Are
Wait,
you?
so I was gonna say what kind of because the it's so funny. We were just talking about this yesterday with my little family here, and we were talking about those mazes,
Hmm.
the Halloween,
The haunted corn mazes.
hmm And there's one at, have you been, did you say you've never been to the Enchanted Forest
I've
in
never been to
Salem,
Enchanted
Oregon?
Forest. Yeah.
Okay, so it's an experience for sure. They have a haunted house, but it's literally I was like, I can do this. I can this was years ago. I was like, I can do this. I believe he was 11 maybe, year old. Was like, "Mom, let's go," blah blah blah. And I was like, "Yeah, I did not make it past like four steps after we got in. I couldn't because what it was is it was basically you're walking in the dark. You're walking in the dark and then there's loud sounds. Like all of a sudden there's a loud sound here, all of a sudden there's a loud sound here. Somebody pops out at you over there. Like I couldn't. I was like, I love jump scares, but also I don't know why I couldn't get through it. And
Yeah,
anyway,
I don't blame you. I don't
so
blame you.
that
I like
kind of
jump scares on the movies, not in real life.
exactly. I think because of my own trauma, I'm like the actual sounds or people popping out or whatever, I can't.
I
Um
can't. I can't. I'm scared. And I don't want to be. There was a time where we went to me and my fiance, we went
Mhm.
to Paranormal Cirque, which is like Cirque du
Oh,
Soleil. It's like a
yeah.
paranormal circus, right? But it's a regular circus, just kind of horror themed. And to like play up the horror factor and like get the attendees ready. I think there were some actors like screaming in the tent as people walked in, and I had my Apple Watch on. My heart was pounding just
Yeah.
standing there. My heart rate was 140.
Yeah.
I'm like, mind you, I'm 360 pounds. I'm a big bitch. My heart rate
Uh-huh.
is 140 when I'm running. Like,
Uh-huh.
I
Uh-huh.
was
Yeah.
so scared. I was
My
so
God.
scared.
Did you go
I
in?
yeah, I went in. I faced my fears. There was nobody scary there. It wasn't scary at all. But just the anticipation was
Hmm.
scary enough for me. I'm
Yeah.
not with it. I'm afraid of real people,
I think
especially real people
that's
trying to scare me.
I think that's what it is. The anticipation, like I know what to expect. I know that someone's going to pop out. I know they're going to surprise me. I know it's going to be many times.
Yeah.
You know what
It
I mean?
doesn't.
It doesn't help. And
No.
so that versus a haunted house where like it's known for, I don't know, residual energy or
Oh
hauntings in
yeah.
general.
Take me there,
Yeah,
please.
I can do that. I'd love to do that actually.
We
Um,
do that on
we
a
do
regular
that.
basis.
Yeah. So, yeah. I forgot the question though. What were,
I don't
oh,
know. Who
if,
cares? Oh, haunted house or cemetery. And
yeah,
we're both picking cemetery every single time.
which is great because that's our subject today
It is.
or topic.
We are well versed.
I know.
I read online. Obviously, you can't believe everything you say online.
Wait,
But
what?
I said I read. I
No, no,
said
I'm
I.
just kidding.
Sorry. Joke went over my
Making it,
head.
making a joke. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't catch it. I'm sorry. You can't believe everything you see online, especially in the day of AI. But I saw this from like a witchy account that said like Pisces are um they like love cemeteries. They're comfortable in cemeteries because they're comfortable in like that liminal space. Like again, that in between here and there. It's like where they thrive. And I
Oh.
agree with that. Like as a Pisces fully, I truly think uh that middle ground between realms feels comfortable to me. It doesn't feel foreign. And I'm always happy to be there. And I even before I would have considered myself a witch or a spiritualist, much less a medium, I
Mm-hmm.
still always loved cemeteries and I always felt like a sense of peace. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and uh not necessarily joy, but I would maybe comfort is the better word.
Mm-hmm.
At a cemetery, I never really felt like, oh my God, I got to get out of here. This is really spooky. This isn't for me. It was just very like peaceful in a
Yeah.
cemetery, somewhere that I enjoyed being and I enjoyed visiting.
So that has been true for you forever then?
Correct. Yeah.
Mm. Like that hasn't been true for me forever.
Really?
Yeah. They freaked me out when I was younger. I don't think we frequented, like, known somebody who we, as a family we would
Like
visit.
nobody to visit. Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, that's good.
Yeah,
That
right.
is good.
I mean,
Versus I went to the cemetery a lot growing up because my mom lost her mom at 19. So we
oh,
always went to go visit her mom.
maybe
And
that's why then.
yeah, 100%. Like it was
Yeah.
just somewhere that we went to go see Grandma Helen.
Hmm.
And we would walk over and bring her flowers or sit with her and drink a Pepsi or whatever it was. We would go there all the time to visit her.
That's very
So
sweet.
yeah, I've gone to cemeteries my whole life, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I was
But
gonna say, I mean, the folks buried that we knew, buried or had passed buried, had passed away, were in a different country. And so, yeah, when actually that might have been one of my first cemetery visits, was in Argentina with my family.
is your
Um,
family like in Argentina? I don't think I
mhm,
know that about you.
mhm.
So you have no family here? No
No,
immediate family?
I have like my siblings, my dad. But I have my mom's side of the family is still there. So
Got
my
it.
dad's side of the family is more in the States, and then my mom's side of the family is over there.
Does your
Um,
mom live here? No, does your mom live here?
well,
No, no,
technically,
she doesn't own your property anymore.
no, yeah, she moved here when she was like 23, 24, I think,
Okay.
to California. Yeah. So my first time visiting Argentina was when I was 13. So I feel like that may have been the first time I visited a cemetery because we actually went to, um, I think we went to a couple. One where my step grandfather was buried, and then the other one was in Buenos Aires, which is the capital.
Uh-huh.
And we went there specifically to see um Evita Perón's um it's not a it's they're not bare it's a mausoleum.
Mm.
And so I have a picture in front of that. And I remember this is interesting that this is coming up because even then I remember my dad or my mom, one of them was like, smile for the picture. And I was like, this feels odd to smile in front of where somebody's
Buried.
buried or body is.
Yeah.
And so I think in the picture, I'm going to look for it. I think in the picture, I'm like making this awkward smile because I felt almost like it was disrespectful or like, why was I smile? You know what I mean?
Yes, which leads me to an additional question.
Yeah.
Do you think now as a medium
Hmm.
that those who have died want us to mourn forever?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Oh, think about that
Um,
one.
oh boy. I believe after having my own like having mediums read for me, mediums that I trust that are evidential mediums that I know they were definitely connecting with my mom. Um, and then my own experiences with other people's loved ones. It really is that they are grateful for you remembering them. However, they do not want you to stay in the grief.
I agree. And I
Yeah,
think after you die, you have a much broader acceptance for the natural cycle of life.
yeah,
We can't all live here in body forever.
yeah,
Every form of life, no matter how beautiful or impactful, eventually has its last day in their physical body, but become
yeah.
immortal in spirit. So, though I agree, they love to be honored and
Hmm.
remembered and stay alive in our lives and in our traditions and in our belief system.
Hmm.
Um, I think sometimes spirit has a tendency to be like, get over it. I'm fine. Even though, like, as alive people were like, how could you say that? Like,
Hmm.
that's not appropriate at all to ever say to a grieving person, just get over it,
Yeah,
they're fine.
yeah.
No,
You'll be
never would
fine.
listen that.
You'll be fine in a few months.
Yeah, that doesn't even happen.
Mm-mm.
Grief as a living person doesn't is a wound that never really closes. Um, but that's also part of the fleshly living experience.
Right.
But our soul's experience is so much more expansive
Mm.
than our tiny human living life on earth
Yeah.
experience, which is why I think grief and like unknowing takes up so much space while we're alive and missing those people who were once alive with us. So I
Right.
think there is some nuance to be had there. But I think
Right.
overall, spirit is like, you don't have to mourn me.
Hmm.
I'm on my ride. I'm doing what
Yeah.
I need to be doing and what I'm supposed to be doing.
They're okay.
They're okay. And I think they want to see us be okay as well.
Yeah.
Um,
They're okay and they are still, while not physically there, they're there. And oh, you made me think of something and it has gone out the window.
can I ask your grieving daughter heart a question? You could
My
cut it
grieving,
if you don't want
my
it.
gr-
Your
my grieving
grieving
one.
daughter heart, your
Oh
heart that
yeah.
is the daughter of your mom, that
Yeah,
is griefy. You can
absolutely.
cut it if you want, but I'm genuinely curious.
Hmm.
How has your mediumship ability impacted your grief journey?
Oh my gosh. Destiny with the amazing questions tonight. Oh
What
my
can I
God.
say? The peppermint tea is bringing it out of me.
Because we for you all listening or watching, we made an outline, but the questions
The
are just
questions call for
coming.
something else. They're just coming.
Um, yeah, so how has it impacted it? It's had a major impact.
Yeah, true. I
Um,
can imagine it's like the core of your grief experience.
yeah.
Really.
So I'll give you like I'll try to give a quick example of where I was then and where I am now. But I think in the first episode we talked about my purchasing of the spirit box
Yes.
and that like desperation of wanting to hear her voice again. I had all of those thoughts. I'm not going to remember what her voice sounds like. I wanted to, I spent so much money connecting with psychics and one in particular, but because I wanted to keep, it felt like I was hearing from her. I feel like the desperation um, turned into something that wasn't healthy for me.
Yeah.
And
I can imagine. I can't imagine,
hmm
but I can pretend to imagine
hmm
never having really been a spiritualist, never
hmm
really traversing this realm of communicating with the other side
hmm
and being hungry for somebody who's there. What? I can imagine that's initially not a very healthy dynamic.
no.
That desperation would lead you to an insane place. Because I
Yeah.
know that if that were me and I
hmm
had lost my mom and my first attempt at communicating with somebody that I desperately needed in that moment,
hmm
if that was my first time in mediumship or in spirituality at all,
hmm
girl, I would be a mess.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
I'm a
can't
little
even
bit of
imagine.
mess, but you know.
Yeah, it's all right. Progress has been probably made since you first started your
Oh
search.
yes, definitely. But where I was with the desperation of connecting and hearing her voice, or not even hearing her voice, just that craving. It was like a craving of
Yeah.
um uh chit chat. Like
A craving for chit chat, and that is fucking devastating.
yeah, yeah. So um so I kind of, went a little into that. I actually a little. I dove down deep into the desperation of wanting to connect and hear her again. And then it was actually as I was practicing multiple things of divination, right? So tarot and then the pendulum and what was the other thing? A variety of things where I felt like I was hearing from her in a
Hmm.
different way, and I would have so many dreams where again your dreams, this can be another topic, but uh our brains are processing all the time. And so, of course, my mom was literally in every single dream, but like in the background um of whatever I was dreaming, she was always there.
Like
It,
watching?
yeah, like just being there.
Yeah, like if you
And
were dreaming like you were playing baseball, she was on the bleachers.
yeah,
You're in the grocery store, she's in the aisle next to you.
hmm
That
but
is, yeah, that's
but we
pretty,
never in those dreams she never came up to me. We never talked or spoke to each other. And
yeah.
so I think my brain was processing her not being here in the
Did you find
physical.
yourself angry? Like, first of all, did you acknowledge her presence, distant presence in your dream as something greater than just a dream? Did you acknowledge it like as her presence being with you? And number two, were you
Uh-huh.
angry at her for not being interactive?
Yeah. So I think that because it felt because we didn't interact and in my dreams it also felt like she was still alive a little bit, but she was just
Mm.
kind of there. So I didn't have the realization in some of them where she was gone. It just felt like she was there. And I've had dreams where she's alive again. Like I find her and she's alive again. And that messes with you.
Yeah.
The anger part came when I woke up. The anger
Oh,
part
yeah.
was wait, I had this whole like I remember this one dream specifically where it was like, "Oh no, just kidding. She actually wasn't sick. She's actually here again and she's fine." And then waking up from that and being like, "Oh,
Like disappointed.
yeah." So, I think that some of those could have been her being present there and just slowly coming forward to, because we talked actually, I should say this. While while I'm grateful that I was able to be next to my mom as she was actively dying, it was also one of the most difficult things.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
but one of the things we talked about was she and I connected about dreams a lot.
Hmm.
And I remember talking about wanting her to visit my dreams. So I think that definitely that was my brain processing my mom not being in the physical and her slowly, because you never know where the person is in their grief. I was deep in my grief. And her slowly coming a little bit closer. And finally, at one point, I did have a what's called a dream visitation, right? Where my belief is that it's not your brain processing, it's that that's the way that your loved one can visit you because you're in this state of what is that called?
Are you talking about like REM sleep?
Yeah, where you're in this in between, you're in this in between space, and where your active mind is not going, you're more open. And so sometimes loved ones will see that and take advantage of it and be like, hey. And so yeah, we can go into what those are in another episode, like what those are versus dreams. But yeah, I guess to sorry, long story long. To
No, today's episode is about cemeteries and
yeah,
grief.
yeah,
And you can't talk about the cemetery without talking about your grief and people that
that's
you
true.
grieve.
That's true.
So, long story long, what were you going to say?
Long story long is that the way that becoming, or when I say becoming, we all have this ability, right? That's what we've said. Um,
Correct. It's just about becoming aware of it,
Becoming aware of
becoming,
it. I don't know.
connecting.
Oh, there. I was like a star all of a sudden. I was like, wow. Um,
It's about, yeah, becoming aware of it
Becoming aware of it. And
and believing
so,
it,
and what? Claiming it,
believing it.
believing it. Yes.
Hmm.
And the best way that someone ever described grief to me was that grief is like waves, ocean waves,
Hmm.
in that sometimes they're little and they're peaceful, but then sometimes they knock you down out of nowhere. And that I realized over time that it was true. While you should never tell someone time you'll heal, um, because that hole will always be there. Um, I do believe that time is does help, right? In that your new norm becomes your norm, right? Um, and those waves still hit me. I'll be talking to somebody like right now, I'm talking to you about my mom and everything's cool. There's no teary-eyed. But there have been times where I'm talking and then all of a sudden it literally feels like a wave has crashed into me and I start bawling.
Yeah.
And so that still happens, but um I became more comfortable with the idea with certain mediums who were evidential that she was still around me, that she was still around me. And then when I believed in my abilities, then I was like, I can connect with her. I can
Yeah.
connect with her. And it's still it's still this weird it's still these weird feelings of being amazed for the connection, but then also there's the anger that she's not here for certain moments, right? Um, but to me, I feel like she's always around me now. And as I'm talking about her, she's definitely around.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, yeah, long story long to answer your question.
Thank you for sharing. I am glad that you have come to the acceptance that your mom is always with you and always present.
Hmm.
And that mediumship has been able to prove that to you.
Yeah.
I think that's why mediumship is such a gift to so many people because it gives them cold, hard evidence
Yeah.
that your loved one is with you. And I'm happy that you found a medium that you trust through all
Yeah.
that to help you like navigate that in an evidential way. Um,
It makes such a difference.
yeah, because there are mediums that will not do that for you and will
Mhm.
take advantage of your grief, etc. But
There are there were a number of folks who I tried. So this is why I also recommend or we recommend vetting your readers. And when I say vetting, either if they have a website, if they have some kind of like where can you see reviews, or do they have some kind of online presence where you can see their readings or what have you. Or word of mouth. Your friend went to the medium and was like, "Oh my God, this was amazing," and you trust that friend. Um, there's that, right? But I remember, I think it was my first one after my mom passed, actually. I paid someone $80 and it was for half an hour. It wasn't long. And she said that she wasn't able to reach my mom yet because she was still getting acclimated
what?
to the afterlife. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
For the record, you can connect with spirit immediately. Immediately. You can connect with them while they're going down.
Yeah.
Maybe give them 5 minutes, you know? It's the same as like communicating with a living person. Like I can have a tarot reading about somebody who is living in what they're going through and what their like soul and insides is going through
Hmm.
without them ever coming to that moment themselves, you know?
Exactly. How can you, I guess, yeah, that's exactly right. How can we connect with somebody's energy who is living and not connect right after? Like that, it doesn't make sense to me that
Yeah.
that sort of, well, they're getting acclimated.
No, what is there to be acclimated to? They were alive now, they're alive then, they're we're alive always.
Yeah.
Period
And
end. We are alive always.
I think one of the it's actually it's a difficult memory in that, again, with the desperation, I got up from it was I was sitting on a couch. I got up from a couch and then I saw seeds for lavender. Lavender seeds?
Whatever.
Whatever. Um
Seeds
and
for lavender is so, that is so Latina of you.
listen, being bilingual doesn't
I
have isn't all that what it's cracked up to be sometimes. I swear.
that was such a little baby Argentinian girl.
Well, it's funny because I saw this meme and I was like, "Oh my God, this is so accurate." It's bilingual is spelled B-Y-E lingual. Bilingual, like
Yeah.
you don't remember the word for that in English or the word for that in Spanish. So you're gonna make seeds of lavender up
The seeds of
instead of
lavender. No, yeah, I got what you're saying. You didn't even need to clarify. You saw the seeds of lavender sitting there. Continue with your story.
oh my gosh, this light. I'm sorry,
No.
everybody. But so I saw it and I was like, "Oh my God, me." I was like, I took it as a sign from my mom because she
Yeah.
loved lavender. And immediately the psychic was like, "Oh, no, that must have fallen from, whatever." I was like,
Also, pause on that.
mm-hmm,
Interjecting. Have you looked in your Herb Crafter's tarot and realized that the Four of Swords is lavender and the Four of Swords is the card of rest in the tarot and in the Herb Crafters, which is why she picks the lavender. You ever notice that?
no,
Well, I had it right here
I love
on
that.
on my friend's altar.
Did you really? You just had that one?
Yeah, I just have that one
Oh my
because the morning
gosh.
after she passed and I found out that she passed, or the morning like that I got the news.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, you know what? I immediately pulled out that deck, and because my
Mm-hmm.
friend was a herbalist,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I she just told me Four of Swords,
That's
and
beautiful.
that's a card of rest. Anyway, back to your dead mom.
No, but
They all
I think
interconnect.
they do because we're talking about grief, right? And
We're talking about grief. We're talking about the seeds of lavender. I have a lavender card. I have a dead friend. Okay, they overlap.
I feel like that needs to be a song if it's not a song yet. So
Yeah, I agree. I'll get on it.
just throwing it out there.
Anyway.
Hmm.
Seeds of lavender. It was a sign
Oh,
from your mom.
yeah, I took it as a sign from my mom, which is one of the first times I feel like there was an actual sign because I was looking for signs everywhere. Um, and I was like, "Oh my God, like that was right behind me on this couch." And she totally dismissed it, which is fine. It's fine to not, how do you say, encourage or be like, "Yeah, your mom placed it there."
Yeah.
But that's not what I was thinking. I was like, or that's not what I think now either. I don't believe that my mom grabbed this person's lavender seeds and put them behind the couch. I
Yeah.
believe that they fell down there because there was some kind of nudge from spirit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
in that there was a reason they fell there.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I was pretty sad that the psychic was like, "No, that's not your mom."
Oh my God. That's so crazy, especially when it's something that you like have a distinct memory of. That's clearly communication. That
Right.
is one way to recognize it. If there are things that are so clear as day and you remember they're monumental in your brain, that's how you know.
Well, and lavender was very significant because again, she loved the scent and I brought for her last week, I brought an essential oil diffuser.
Yeah.
Um and I put lavender in the water And I remember it was someone there was like, no, don't put that on. That might bother her or whatever. And she heard this and she was like, leave it. Like
Yeah.
I want to smell it. And so that was very important and significant. And
Yes.
so, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, ugh, that's so annoying that they wouldn't let you have your essential oil diffuser when you both already came to the conclusion that she was passing away. Like, hello, can we move to comfort measures?
I
Ew.
know.
Sorry that your care
Yeah.
team wasn't good in those moments.
Yeah. I think a lot of, because especially if it's your first time dealing with a loved one passing, you almost it's this weird thing where you're like, they're gonna get better. So
Yeah.
I like you don't it hasn't registered, and that's why I think there it hadn't registered for that person that no, they're not.
Yeah.
So a little bit of scent isn't going to make her go
Yeah.
faster,
I
you
mean,
know?
yeah, your mom loved the lavender and sent you those lavender seeds. And when you see
Yeah.
lavender themed things, you should think of your mom. Fuck
Yeah.
that medium. This medium says you're right.
Yeah. So
That
vet
is
your
your mom.
mediums
Your mediums.
is
Don't get
the
shitty
moral of the
mediums.
story.
Don't get mediums who tell you things that you can't prove,
Yeah. That too.
right? Like largely vet them by asking some things that you can prove before you start telling things that you can't.
Yes. And I'm going to post this video later. I haven't shown it to you, Destiny. It's going to blow your mind because also I think we need to talk about how us mediums, while we are aware that our loved ones are there, while our friends and animal companions are there, we also really still value a reading from an evidential medium,
Oh yeah.
right? And so I was able to be part of this group reading this last weekend, and my mom came through, and I'm going to post the video later, but it was wild what happened. So I'm in awe of being able to be that vessel, but then I'm also in awe because someone else is the vessel for my loved ones. And
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so great. Oh, I love being a medium. I love knowing mediums. I love hearing stories about mediums. And I love how alive our spirit team continues to be.
Yeah.
And thank you for sharing your story about your mom.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for asking. I feel like she would love, actually, in life, I don't believe that she would love being in this discussion.
No, I
But
know. My mom's gonna feel the same way.
yeah.
She doesn't love this path that I've chosen
Hmm.
for myself.
Hmm.
She's passively supportive
Yeah.
just because she's a good mom. But
Well,
I tell her all the time, girl, you better be chatting it up in the tarot deck. You better
yes.
be showing up. You better learn it.
And
I can teach you right now so you know how to use it when you're dead. We could get it over with right
you know
now.
what? And she's gonna be like, I'm gonna know so much more than you when I'm on the other side. You don't
Yeah.
need to teach me.
She thinks I'm not going to come to you in your tarot cards. Yes, you fucking are. I'll
Well,
pry you.
and I feel like I know we're going kind of off of a tangent, but real quick, I have had those experiences where loved ones have come through and they have said, I wouldn't actually be talking to you because I didn't believe this. And when I would say that to a sitter, I'm like, would your loved one, they're telling me that this isn't something that they would do if they in life. And yeah, I've had pastors come through for a Christian background, and um, my grandfather, who was a pastor as well, shows up to my mediumship development class because he was a teacher. He taught a lot and he loves teaching. He loves being part of
He
learning.
loves to give his 2 cents.
Yeah. So
I
he's
love
there.
that. That's
He
gonna be
wouldn't have
me.
been.
My ancestors are gonna be fucking sick of me, okay? If my
Mm-hmm.
siblings ever have kids, because I'm not having kids. My
Uh-huh.
siblings ever have kids, if my niece and nephew ever have kids, they're gonna be tired of me teaching them lessons, talking to them, giving my 2 cents always in
Like,
life
oh,
and in death. And I bet you that is him.
mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That's a cute little teacup, by the way.
Thanks, my medium friend got it for
Oh,
me.
it's that
Yeah,
one.
girl, how am I gonna read your tea leaves if I'm not
Oh,
reading it in the cup that you got
I thought it
me?
was a plain one. Yes, it's the
No,
cup of destiny,
it's the
which
cup
is
of destiny. And that's real. That's what it's really called. She got me this cute little tea set so I could read tea leaves. And I'm gonna do my first tea leaf reading tonight, whether that's on
woo.
the air or not will be decided later.
Yeah.
Um, so you never really grew up going to cemeteries. You felt kind of weird about them, but
Yes.
now you feel excited to go to cemeteries.
Now I love it. Um, there was even that, I believe there's a superstition of holding your breath when you're driving by a cemetery.
I think you're right.
Do
I
you
forgot
remember that
about
one?
that. Yeah.
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 And so I didn't know about that one until I was a little bit older. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, that's stupid. And then I would do it just in case. Because I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know if I don't want a spirit to come into my body, so I gotta hold my breath.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, I also have another memory entering the chat in my brain about cemeteries.
yeah.
Not only would we go see my grandma with my mom, but my dad has an explorer's heart. Truly, he always loved to explore whatever, wherever we were. We would go
Hmm.
explore together. It's still my favorite activity. And we would go to cemeteries, like really old historic cemeteries, and like
Uh-huh.
walk around and like be like, "Oh my God, this guy died in 1806."
My
I have that
gosh.
memory with him too, that we would look at old headstones and be
So
like,
it's
"Wow, this
so
guy lived so long ago."
I love the two different I mean in that we were raised differently. We had different ideas
Yeah.
of the cemetery. And I'm sure, I mean, that's true for a lot of folks, right? Either you're really scared of them,
Yeah.
you're neutral, or
Or you really like him. And I've
you
always
really
been
like
in
them.
the really like him box, I
Yeah.
guess. I totally forgot that also started with my dad until we were talking about it.
Aw.
I still think that's cool. I'll Google people's obituaries, say hello
Mm-hmm.
to them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm into it. What do you do now when you go to a cemetery?
So now, because I feel like there are what I call guardians of
Hmm.
or protectors of sacred spaces like that, um, I leave something when or I bring something as a I guess an offering, right? Or a gift.
Hmm.
And it could be flowers from my garden. Or if you have no flowers, go get some cheap ones at Trader Joe's. Um,
Yeah.
and or even that tradition of leaving coins
Oh,
um
yes.
at the entrance. Uh And so I will do that and I will also acknowledge them and say, hey, hi, this is who I am. I'm just visiting. Thank you for being
Introduce
here.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
So
I
that's
agree.
how I enter one. How about you?
I always bring a tea bag. Tea bag or two. That is my go-to offering.
Yeah.
And if I don't remember to bring an offering, because oops, that's happened too,
Mm-hmm.
TBH, I will dump out my water and like
Yeah.
water the dead and dying plants.
Yeah.
And either way, I'm always like super mindful of staying communication with the spirits around me, even though I don't necessarily have the channel open for them to be able to talk back at all times, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But acknowledging their existence, welcoming communication with boundaries,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Um, I also do. So tea is I bring that literally every time. My fiance brings incense, smoke.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Smoke is her preferred offering,
Mm-hmm.
which I also love.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, you're right. You always have to acknowledge the gatekeeper, the
Yeah.
protector of the grounds.
I like that idea of water,
Mhm.
because I have also forgotten, life happens. Um, and so even if you don't have water, cemeteries tend to have spouts, like, or
Oh yeah, that's smart.
right? And
Yeah, like
so,
for your flowers or whatever.
yeah, so if you find one of those, I mean, while it's the water from there, if you do like what Destiny said, where you get maybe a cup full of it and water the plants around the area for a minute, like you don't have to water the the whole cemetery,
Yeah.
but like just in that you're acknowledging um the protectors, the guardians of that space, but then also everybody in it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I treat it like I'm going into somebody's house, you
Yeah,
know?
that's a good example.
Yeah, literally visiting anybody's house. Um, you take your shoes off, you don't sit on the nicest couch,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't say that you're hungry so they don't have to make you a snack. Like, you're just like, hi. You feel like you are really a visitor,
Yeah.
Don't get too comfortable.
Yeah, I like that. I didn't ever think of that. It's like coming and visiting a home.
Yeah. And you treat it like it while you're there too, right? Don't be playing crazy loud music. If it's somebody's like funeral, I think that's okay. I feel like it's
Oh
a
yeah.
welcoming of a new spirit. Um, I feel like that's totally fine. But like if you're just there by yourself, turn your
Hmm.
radio off, put headphones in.
Yeah.
Um,
But if that's your offering too for your person, um, you know, uh, I think there's an acceptable volume.
yes. An acceptable volume. Yes, true. I agree. I agree. What do you bring when you visit your loved ones?
So, in my situation, I do not have anyone where I live buried here. So, what I have done is actually my mom's birthday is coming up, and so I believe it was last year or the year before. I think it was last year. I need to look at the pictures. But I go and I visit a cemetery, but in honor of her. And so yeah, I feel like my go-to is flowers.
Hmm.
Um, and what's crazy about that experience is that I found, in the area where I was, there was somebody there, with her name that day. So that was really cool. It was my first time there. So
That is really sweet.
yeah. So as far as like what I bring them, that's usually what I bring. Just flowers, and I guess I mean, I know this is going to be a separate topic as well, but I have an altar to them in my home, and that's where I put like food. That's where I light candles. That's where I leave water and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
When I go, I have like danced, like put headphones in and like danced. And I will, if I visit my grandfather, my papa, I will bring Jack in the Box tacos because my aunt snuck them into him when she was visiting.
Hmm.
And that was like the last thing he ate was Jack in the Box tacos. So whenever we
Oh
get
my
them, we always
gosh.
think of him. So I'll like eat and bring his favorite food. And
And is he near
no, he's in California.
in
Both my
California? So when you
grandparents are.
visit,
When I visit, I'll go there.
yeah,
Um, yeah, flowers, super common, but
yeah.
usually just me and something to remember him by and
I like the
listen
tacos.
to country music. Yeah, eat some tacos.
Yeah,
And this is another example of when your loved ones are dying, you got to break the rules. Bring them a
yeah,
Jack in the Box taco, even if you have to sneak it.
yeah,
Put the lavender essential oils on.
yeah.
Just break the rules a little bit. It's all right.
Right. It is. It really is.
Well, what an episode.
What an episode.
This episode was so good.
I
It
agree.
was so real.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the headlines from the conversation are that grief is an evolution of getting used to it, and you're used to it at different amounts over and over again.
Yeah.
Your loved ones are always with you through it all, in the
Mm-hmm.
passing, in the now, in the past. They still surround you. Cemeteries are fun to go to. Make sure you say hello and respect the spirits there. Bring an offering. And if you don't have an offering, pour some water out.
Yeah.
Find a plant.
And
And do whatever feels real and right to you when it comes to your
yes,
loved ones. Whatever makes you feel close and connected to them, do it.
it doesn't have to be a somber visit.
No,
I think this goes back to what we were talking about in the beginning. I feel like it's almost mm, more um it's more exciting for them or not exciting for them. I mean, everybody grieves in their own way, right? But they are happy when you are happy. So,
totally.
um,
Cemeteries are for you, not for them.
yeah, exactly. And like Destiny was saying, make it your own.
Yeah.
There's no right way to grieve. So, yeah, whether it's a more serious, quiet visit, that's fine. Or whether you bring tacos and dance to music, like that's fine too. Yeah.
Enjoy your time with your loved ones. Enjoy your time with other people's loved ones and make sure to respect them. And as always, remember that you
You
are
are
the
the
vessel
vessel
in
in
between.
between.
Bye. See you next week.
Bye.